I've been engaged for a while, and thankfully things had been going well. We joked around, went out together, and I genuinely thought we respected each other. I never made fun of her appearance or anything she couldn't control. Those are things God gives people, and they're not our choice. One day, I was visiting her at her family's house. I picked up her phone to check something, and I happened to see my contact name. It said, David Bignose. At first, I thought I was seeing it wrong. I looked again. Nope, it really said David Bignose. I asked, what's this? She laughed and said, what? I said, you actually saved me as David Bignose. She laughed even harder and said, come on, I'm just joking. Your nose is a little big. I won't lie. That really hurt. I never imagined that the person who's supposed to be closest to me would see me that way, let alone save my name like that in her phone. I asked, is that your idea of a joke? She replied, oh, lighten up. I said, no. If you found out I'd saved your number under an insulting nickname, would you think it was funny? She answered, of course not. But I was just kidding. By then our voices had gotten louder, so her mother came out to see what was going on. I showed her the contact name. She looked at her daughter and asked, did you really save him like that? Her daughter laughed and said, yeah, Mom. Her mother turned to me and said, I'm sorry, son. She was only joking. She didn't mean to hurt you. I replied calmly, I appreciate you trying to calm things down, but there's a difference between joking and insulting someone. Would you be okay if your daughter found out her fiancé had saved her contact under an embarrassing nickname? She said, of course not. I said, then why is it considered just a joke when it's directed at me? She replied, you're right, I'm sorry. I thought she was going to tell her daughter to apologize and delete the name. Instead, she suddenly turned to her daughter, slapped her across the face, and shouted, go bring him his ring. Her daughter stared at her in shock. Mom, I said now. A few moments later, she came back carrying the engagement ring. Her mother took the box, handed it to me, and said, here you go, David Bignose. We don't have any daughters for you to marry. At that moment, I realized this had gone from an apology to an even bigger insult. I lost my patience. I said, so you really think that's respectful? She answered, yes. I replied, then don't act surprised. From today on, your daughter is Emily Loudmouth, and your husband is Michael Bigmouth. Both of them stared at me in shocks. They said, how dare you speak about an older man like that? I answered, exactly. When it's aimed at me, it's just a joke. But when it's aimed at you, suddenly it's disrespect. I picked up my ring, walked toward the door, and before leaving I said, goodbye, Emily Loudmouth, and don't forget to say hi to Michael Bigmouth for me.